Team, this is lesson 10, unit 5. Today, mathematicians will be able to place unit fractions on a number line between 0 and 1 by partitioning the line into equal intervals and labeling endpoints. Super easy lesson because we've built strong conceptual understanding around fraction strips, and fraction strips are just number lines. Yeah, just number lines. So fractions are not just fractional amount of a whole object, but also numbers on a number line that equal intervals. A part of a whole can be represented on a number line as an interval or the distance between two lines. So today, fractions can be represented on a number line by identifying the whole, by identifying the distance between two lines that the fraction represents. Okay, tomorrow and every day, a fraction can be represented on a number line by identifying the fraction's distance between two lines. I want to say holes. I think I want to say holes. Okay, so today, in order for us to be able to do that, how would you represent the story problem? What's represented? How did this whole represent with the fraction strip? Okay, blah, blah, blah. How did you represent and solve? Why? How many lines did you use to draw and create two parts? We only need to draw one line because we're partitioning. This is really procedural. How did you represent one whole? How did you partition the whole into 6? Why did you do that first? What? These are bad questions. How many equal intervals are in a whole? What? Where? What? Okay. Great. How many equal intervals are in the whole to represent the fraction is what it should say. Where is the unit fraction located, and how can you use larger fractions to create smaller fractions? So it seems like the aim was actually inaccurate. Great. Okay, so this is what we're doing today. I'm going to show you what I would do because the questioning sequence is kaput for me. Dooney decides to go for a 1 mile run. She wants to stop and drink some water at one point when she's run half a mile. Use the number line to show Dooney's entire run at the point. We're going to give them fraction tiles to start with, and they're going to get down their annotations, big problem, knowns, unknowns, and then represent. So today, they need to be able to first say, this number line represents one whole. It starts with 0 and it ends with 1. I need to be able to place 1/2 on this number line. First, I ask myself, how many parts do I need to partition? Number line into. I need to partition my number line into 2 equal parts. Well, how could I split this in 2? I could literally break it in 2. Great, how many parts am I referring to? One of the 2. So this is only one of the 2, it represents 1/2. Down here it gets more rigorous, and I want to show you this. First, I create a number line that represents one whole. Number lines don't always represent one whole, but we want to say that repeatedly, but we're only representing that. If I want to represent 6, how many parts do I need to partition my number line into? I need to partition my number line into 6 equal parts. Great, well, I'm going to start with half first so I can make it easier, and then I'm going to decompose each section into thirds. Kids might get there. You might have a couple high flyers that'll give us that. And then you're going to say, great, what does each part represent? Well, I know each part is a 1/6. Whoa, that did not mean to say 1. How many parts so far to get to this 6? 1. That's why it's 1/6. Today, we're asking them to first represent 1 with a number line, then decompose it into, partition it into equal parts by saying how many parts are in the denominator, how many parts in the whole, and then how many parts am I referring to, and label 1/6 on that number line. They need to repeat this process. This is a low rigor bar, and what gets tricky is they put the 1 in different locations, so they start to get the at-bat at that. There are no real crazy things, and they're gonna have a hard time representing. They will think they need to put 6 lines for 6 instead of 5 lines to decompose it into 6 parts.